On today's episode of Tailgate Talk Tuesday, we will talk about wedges and bangers. That is falling wedges and wedge bangers. Now me personally, I've been using these Oregon for a very long time. They can take a lot of abuse. Unfortunately, I lost one of mine, so I had to go out and buy these green ones. Not to the normal person, this looks like the same wedge. There are a few key differences. It's quite a bit taller, so you get more lift. But unfortunately, the plastic on these is not very good. I've had one break right down the middle. It just snapped. And this one, I was just starting into a cut, and the tip broke off. These are made by Timber Tough, made in China. They do the job, but they're not the greatest. Now on to the wedge bangers. This is not a wedge banger. I see too many people on YouTube using this as a wedge banger. It's a framing hammer. Use it as such. Now here's one that I've used for many years. What I like to do is I work in very dense conditions, so I like a nice short handle, 24 inches, and I do pin my axes. This is not the greatest one I have though. This is more of the style that I like. So just to give you a good view, you want something with a nice wide pole. This is too skinny. But this is my Road Warrior. It stays in the back of my truck. If somebody decides to steal this one day, I will not shed any tears. If somebody stole this one, I probably would cry, because I really like this one. I actually spent the time of really nicely fitting an axe handle, whereas the other one I just took a scrap handle. Here's one that I need to put a handle on. This is my backup in case the other one ever gets lost. But as you can see, I like the wide pole. It's easier to hit the wedges. But yeah, this one definitely needs a new handle, but like anyone that has hung a couple axes in their lives, you know how hard it is to find a decent handle. And I came across this one. This is the one I've been using lately. It is a Halsbrooks. Very nice axe. Again, very nice pole. It's actually mushroomed quite a bit, which I will not grind off, because the wider the pole is, the better it is for smacking those plastic pieces. And one thing I do with all my wedge bangers is I like the hockey tape. I haven't done it to that one yet, but I will. And on to my most used wedge banger. Now most of people will probably recognize this as a cross peen hammer, but this is actually my most used wedge banger. It's 3 pounds. I actually took a old axe handle, I shortened it up, so it gives me that nice grip, never slips out of my hand. If you're working in really dense bush like I am most of the time, this is the tool of the trade. And a brief look at the paint I use to paint my axes. This color just really sticks out in the bush. Ever since I started using it, I haven't lost a single axe. Alright, just to give you a couple ideas. And yeah, where I live, we don't have very big trees. If you get a tree that's 2 feet on the stump, that's pretty big already. So for me, there's no need to buy anything bigger than an 8-inch wedge. I do have bigger wedges, but I never use them. You just find the tools that work for you, and you stick with those. Alright.